I was happy with how we played in the first half. Our goal was to be able to hold on to the ball and possess the ball and knock it around and be patient with our attack. And I thought we did that. Obviously we got a good early goal, but then we gave that goal back right away. But we had some chances. I thought our final pass sometimes wasn't what it needed to be, and we just missed some final passes there. But overall, I was pleased with what we did in the first half. I think in the second half we started off okay, and then after that we fatigued a little bit and maybe got a little bit cautious towards the end. But that's part of winning games too. Is can you drop back? Can you manage it over the end of the game? And we did that.
It looks like Eddie's keeping his run of form from before the break there.
Yeah, I mean it was a superb header, and obviously he got a good assist as well. And so himself and Freddie, has found some goals in the couple of other games. He'll find goals again. But I was pleased with that. Yeah.
What did you think of Michael's play? It seemed like he gave you a big boost in his return.
Well, he's a veteran goalkeeper, like I said. I mean, he's a guy who, he's got a calming influence on the backs for us. He's got good experience. He came up with a good save, in the second half going to his left. He's able to deal with crosses with his size and punch things clear. And having him back in there for us, just it gives everybody a little bit more confidence because they know the quality he has, and we've certainly missed him. Not to take anything away from the goalkeepers who've played while he was gone, but he's a guy who's got that veteran presence.
Looked like you got a lot of commitment out of your other defenders as well.
Yeah, no, it was good. I thought we worked hard. We had to block some shots. We had to throw our bodies in front of things, and I thought the guys did that. I didn't think we did as good a job cutting out some crosses. Obviously, that's something we probably need to work on a little bit better. Make sure we cut that out. But hats off to Colorado as well because they're a team that's obviously trying to get wins, and they were desperate. They were throwing people forward. They played with a lot of energy, and they made it difficult for us at the end.
Your two goals were both your two All-Stars. Can you talk a little bit about their week and also maybe your decision to have them go back to Seattle instead of just meeting you here?
Obviously they deserve to be on the All-Star team, based on the season that he's been having, and Ozzy, I think, has deserved an All-Star appearance, long before he got one. But obviously the decision to come back to Seattle was we didn't want him at altitude, and for 48 hours because we know that altitude between 48 and 72 hours is when it has its biggest impact on you. So, every time we've played up here, we've never talked about the altitude or anything like that. This year all of a sudden it became like a topic of discussion, and I just prefer not talking about it and just getting out there and playing.
How about the wind? The flags looked like crazy. Was that a factor down there today?
Yeah. Definitely the first half, Larengowitz hit a couple of shots where he had the wind behind him that were just screaming over the bar. That were good shots, and I think we mishit a couple. We were trying to take advantage of that, but really didn't hit the ball as well as we would have wanted. But certainly the wind, gave some players an opportunity to shoot from distance.
Coach, what did you guys talk about coming in the second half to maybe gain a little more possession, a little more time on the ball?
We just talked about the fact that we wanted to continue along the same lines as we played in the first half. We felt that we could have a little more joy if we could possess the ball a little more on the right-hand side of the field instead of just on the left, because we were doing a little more building out of the left. We felt, especially on the left side, we could open up maybe a little bit quicker and then work the ball back around to the other side. So overall, I think, the plan was good, but at the end of the day, the other teams need to win, and just fatigue set in and, made the game a little harder for us towards the end.
Is there one or two things you've done to that team to control them for 3 games?
Obviously scoring first helps. That always helps in any game you go into, even if you give a goal back. But we've done a pretty good job. I think today was Rivero's best game against us. I thought he saw a lot of the ball and came in from that wide midfield position and saw a lot. I thought in the other 2 games we did a pretty good job of bottling him up, and he's certainly an important factor to make them go offensively.
Do you know anything on Evans?
Just fatigue. He was done. So.
Jumping into third place with this game, is I mean, obviously important to gain points whenever you can, but
Yeah, we want to gain points. You know, obviously LA won and they're still pushing. But for us, it's just important to continue to win and to continue to show we're a good road team. And being able to get 3 points on the road is important. Now we got to go home and get 3 points against LA when we play them next Sunday. So, but it was nice to get this win, especially with all the excitement of Friday. And you know, it was good to show that, you know, the quality of our commitment to winning is still there.
Me preguntaron si podría hacer un anuncio y pensé que era porque yo juego para los Seattle Sounders. No puedo porque mi inglés no es muy bueno. That's true. Entonces me dijeron que el anuncio era de padres, niños y familias. Eso es muy importante para mí y le dije que yo hago lo que puedo hacer. No importa cuál idioma tú hablas, hay un idioma universal que nuestros niños comprenden y necesitan. Y es el amor y el cariño de los padres. Be a good parent and stay involved in your child's life.